Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Stud and Dud presented by the beautiful Dallas School of Music. Thank you all for listening. I'm Josh Smith. With me each week, the man, the myth, the legend sometimes. All the time, I'm just kidding. Dr. Bob Lawrence, what's up, Doc?
Josh, here we go, man.
I like that. It's almost like a golf shirt you got going on over there.
You know,
Another beautiful day, too, by the way.
a little hot.
It is hot,
It's
but
a little hot,
I'm waiting for a day that is pouring outside. It has not been one, I don't think there's been one rainy Friday is my point. It's been sunny every Friday, it seems like.
It's been a great summer, but it's starting to heat up.
It is.
It's a little too hot for me.
Dead hot of summer. We got a little break last week, remember?
Yeah.
Like 80, a little bit of break. 86, 87, whenever it was. The first few days got up to about 90, but yeah. Hey, what do you have on top today? Let's get to it. Another great edition of What's Up, Doc. You were just talking about it, so I can't wait to see what you've got to tell me about, because I have no idea. We got two running backs holding out in the NFL, two key names. What's up with your boy Zeke? We're going to get into that as well. Hey, and last night, NFL kicks off its first preseason game. My man, the Broncos. But my team, the Broncos, they were playing last night against the Falcons. We'll
totally missed it.
Yeah, I know. It was, any preseason game
football,
is snoozer.
Oh, man, come on. Yeah, it's boring.
Week 3 is where it's at. That's where the starters play till about halftime. That's the one. And the reason I watch it then, fantasy football, which, by the way, we'll get into about week 3. Probably, we might do that when I know we're going to. We'll do that the week I get back from Florida.
We're going to have the Stud and Dud fantasy football?
Fantasy draft on the show.
All right.
We got to. That'll be a perfect show.
Awesome.
All right. And it's finally here. Dead, like we talked about, dead heat of summer. And it's the perfect time because it's been dead in the stock market as well. It's summer vacation, our top summer vacation destinations, baby. We got to talk about that, which we were just kind of talking about a minute ago, which I'll be heading to.
I know.
And in our coveted Stud or Dud segment, it's a stud and dud moment going on at the same time, times 2. There's 2 of them. And I'm like, and these literally could be, and what's up, Doc? I mean, people in the world today, I swear. But they're good stories. But first, of course, rocking the new Jays, as we were talking about a minute ago. I had to get a new pair. Hadn't got a new pair in a while. How about yours? What you rocking? The Under Armour. Those are nice, actually.
These are just a little Under Armour. Hey, man. Comfort. You see these every week?
Yes.
Or a different color, but,
yeah, there you go.
The same
right. Exactly. I like it. That's your style. Same shoe, different color.
Different color.
I'm the same. You know what
that's
I mean?
What I do, man. I go, hey, I like that shoe. I'll take 6 of those.
Right, exactly. And that's what I'm going to do.
Different colors.
Yes, I like that. I really do. Trust me, there's sometimes like, man,
of course, these bad boys don't cost nearly what
I know.
They don't cost nearly.
But these bad boys are sweet. I kind of was explaining to Doc, made by Tinker Hatfield, which he made a lot of the Jays. These are special edition 3, so I had to get them. And then speaking of rocking out, my shoes, I'm rocking out tonight.
Ah, yes.
I've never been to a Lil Wayne concert, but it's really weird that he and Blink-182 paired up, because Blink-182 is like kind of the punkish band of the late 90s, early 2000s with punk anymore.
Where's this concert?
Jexa, but what's it now called? Smirnoff, and now it's called Dos Equis. I think it's the Dos Equis Pavilion. So
good, man. That should be good.
Surprise Avery once again with some really close seats. I mean, like, we're right there. I mean, we're right there. We're
I'm
the
so
very
proud
front.
of you, man. You get out to concerts. You get out to see
I love
music.
live shows. And in fact, Blink-182 and Lil Wayne together, they're going to do a mixed mashup there with a little rap, with a little rock, punk. So I love Blink. They're, like I said, growing up, like I told you, them and Linkin Park were my 2 favorite bands. First Blink-182, and then Linkin Park came like a year or 2 later.
You behave yourself at these concerts, correct?
Oh, yeah. And even Mom's like so proud of me. Like when we go to Florida, even, which we'll get into, I'll just drink the seltzer beer. You know, the beer that's just, the...
Yeah, I don't want to see any image of you with like a doobie or anything.
Oh, yeah,
like
yeah. My man, Avery's got her shirt off. She's flashing Lil Wayne. I'm like, yeah, dude, what's up?
Yeah, dude, I don't want to see any of that.
Yeah, no. That's not happening. Not happening. No.
Okay, good.
Anyway. But yes, great concert tonight. Can't wait to go. Love Blink-182. They do a lot. Put on a live show. They sound great. Not only my favorite band, but then they do, which I'll get into next week, Travis, which the very first show I saw them at, which got me pumped to see, obviously I loved them already, but 2002, literally, it was called Smirnoff at the time, drove from Little Rock to see them. I was in high school, and they closed the show, and what they do is Travis, at the time, I don't think he'll come up over the crowd anymore, because I'm sure anymore that's such a liability, but the little stand, the drum set he was on, raised up, went over the mosh pit, and then does the Tommy Lee type thing where it starts flipping around.
Yeah,
Now he's just upside, and he just does the drum solo for like 3 minutes, and he's just so everyone is just free, especially people in the mosh pit, because he's right above them. But now they showed a preview of it on their Instagram page, and it's got him in this cool little thing, and he does the same thing, and he starts doing these, and he's just sitting there doing a drum solo as he's just flipping around.
Could you imagine me at one of these concerts?
Dude, I'd want to see you in the drum set doing the flips, because I know you can. Dog, get in there. Come on, let me see you on the drums.
Okay, now you said something. We got to rewind a second. You
What?
said something that really kind of scared you. In high school, you said you drove down here.
Well, I wouldn't.
You drove down here from high school? In high school?
Me, Caleb, remember Caleb Schmeckenbecker from the last show or the
Yes,
previous show?
Schmellenbecker.
Yes, we went with his mom. We went with his mom and now father-in-law.
Okay.
Or,
All right.
She
so
married him.
it
Larry.
wasn't like-
Larry. We got Larry. Larry was afraid of roller coasters, so we went to the Six Flags before we went to the concert that night. We got old Larry Dog up there on the. Oh, and here's what I also snuck in and I have video of. Remember the old school video cameras you hold in your hand?
Oh, yeah, right.
I somehow snuck that in my shirt. In the park, I bring it, and they just let you bring it in back then, by the way, because I carried that thing everywhere. So I'm like, why wasn't I? Should have made movies. I should have been in a producer directing. Anyway, so I sneaked this in. I remember it's still there, the Titan, the big tall one.
Right, yeah.
I bring that on the Titan.
The wooden roller coaster.
That's the Texas rattlesnake or whatever.
Okay.
The Titan's a big tall one. The
Okay, I got it.
Huge
Okay.
tall one that you see that has a huge humpback thing on it.
Right, okay.
I brought that on there, so the whole trip or the whole ride, I'm just
You
trying
were
to. Yes, videotape the whole ride. I was like, that should have been like my first YouTube post when YouTube finally came around. I should have been waiting for YouTube to come out.
Right. So so you just didn't. Dad didn't. Give
But
you
yes,
the
they
keys to
came
the
down
car.
together. We didn't come down together. It was four boys and then Schmeckenbecker's
Yeah.
mom.
Yeah. The reason I bring that up is because Gardner's about to get his driver's license.
Yeah. Do not let him go on any college road trip
He
where you
gets his
see people.
Yeah, he gets his license next week, and I'm afraid to let him drive to the grocery store.
Right,
Are you kidding me?
Yeah. You might want to
not
just
gonna
try
let
to
him-
hey, you want to go with your Gardner? Where are you going?
Yeah, I'm sure not giving him the keys and say, hey, why don't you drive up to Arkansas?
Yeah, go over to San Antonio. Go to San Antonio or Houston to see a concert.
Yeah, right.
A punk concert at that, too.
Right.
All right, did you see the release of the 2019 preseason top 25 NCAA coaches
I saw
poll?
that on your show prep, but I
Yeah.
did not see that. So
Yeah.
fill me in a little bit.
Oh, yeah, let us, because I actually took a picture yesterday, so that way I didn't have to scroll through or find something, this, that, or the other. So, yes, let's get to yesterday. And I have, and that's what it was, which I thought maybe I guess because they won. Clemson, not a surprise is my point, out of that stumbling and fumbling there. Clemson number 1, Alabama 2. But my point being what I was going to get to, I'm surprised Clemson is number 1 because they have the quarterback. Everyone's loving the quarterback. But I'm not super sold on them.
Clemson's getting all the love right now.
Yeah, they are big time. And so, point being, and they got 59 of the 65 total first place votes.
Plus, they don't want to put Alabama number 1 because everybody's tired of
Oh, no,
Alabama
yeah.
being number 1.
Yeah, until now, that's the thing, too. I see that. Alabama, Saban says, okay, cool, that's fine. And they probably don't even look at that kind of stuff because they know they're going to be that high anyway, honestly. But it's got to give them a little motivation when the kids, the players for Alabama, they get them. We're not number 1 for real. Like, they lost a lot of they both lost some talent, but you get my point. Georgia number 3, Oklahoma 4, Ohio State 5, LSU 6, Michigan 7, Florida 8, Notre Dame 9, Texas 10, and then I'll get in Texas A&M there 11 just to kind of round out the top. I was going to say top 10, but Texas A&M at 11. I'll go and throw them in since we're here in Texas. So a nice little top 11 there. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the 11 from the SEC, so not a surprise as well. Another couple of name droppers there at the bottom. It's just crazy to see, like Syracuse, Washington State, Iowa State, Northwestern to kind of round out the bottom half of the top 25.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah. Washington State, I can see they've they're producing a lot of points lately, but yeah, just Iowa State, Northwestern, Syracuse even. So a lot of names you hadn't been seeing lately. It's good to see kind of college football kind of spreading around in this love. Kind of that's what always you're seeing college football teams.
Man, I can't wait.
Come
Love college football, man.
Love it too.
Love it.
Locally, I have AT&T and Uverse. They've dropped because them and CBS had a fallout, so I don't have CBS anymore. So there goes my in NFL games and a lot of college football games.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do?
I'm going to probably go old school and just get the antenna and know when the games are going to come on and just have, because you can't record antenna, but get the antenna that you screw into the coaxial the back of your TV so that you pick up like 50 channels here in Dallas anyway.
So you're not going to have Avery up on the roof with a
Yeah,
no,
right.
to the right.
That's it. No, it's scrambly. And she falls out. Boom, I hear something. I'm like, no, I just missed it, Avery. She's like, what about me? I fell off a roof. But no, you can get an outdoor one. I'll just get one of the indoor ones. You just kind of mess with the antenna. Yeah, we're not doing that.
The tinfoil.
Yeah, right, old school. Yeah, I looked up like a $20 one from Walmart, and I'm like, wow, things have progressed. And like you could tell, like people that are in bigger markets, like say if you're in the middle of Dallas, you can pick up like 50, 60 channels with those things anymore.
No kidding.
Yeah, I'm like, wow.
Had no idea. Man.
No idea either. I knew you could pick up at least probably 5 to 10, but wow, I was like, wow. And the main reason I'm even looking at that, because yeah, it hurts not having CBS, because I want to record some of those games maybe even if I'm not going to be at home or. Oh, well, I may have to go old school and just get over it. But can you believe that this day and age where AT&T, Uverse, DirecTV, they're the same, couldn't get a deal done with CBS, and now yet I don't have a CBS. LA doesn't have CBS. New York doesn't have CBS.
You think that will be rectified before?
I don't think so. I mean, what's crazy is I forgot earlier this year because I hadn't been watching it because it's not NFL season hadn't been going on. But I'm like, let me get the NFL Network. It's that time of the year because I was following, which is by the way, the Terrell Davis, like he's like 2 of our photos now. By the way, Terrell Davis, thank you. Terrell, Mile High salute to you, by the way. But I was, following him. Obviously, we do on Stud and Dud, or even I do as well. And so I see him. He's interviewing players on NFL. Anyway, I'd go to NFL Network. Like, hold on, I don't see it on my channel lineup. And I look it up back in April, right before the draft. Yeah, same thing. AT&T, and now it's not even in lineup anymore. So not only did AT&T and DirecTV couldn't get the deal done with NFL Network, I don't even have it anymore. It's not even in the lineup, so it's gone. Bye. They're not even going to try to get a deal done.
The good news, Josh, is you probably can get some cooking channels on there and HGTV or something.
Oh, I know I'll get some. Yeah,
some home improvement stuff.
Yeah, that's more vital to my living for sure. All right. Anyway.
I'll let you know how the scores.
Yeah. Doc, so what's up? How are my Broncos doing? I don't have to go to. Let me go to a bar essentially. But no, anyway, video games. I got to talk about this. Video game news. The two big things I've seen in the last couple of weeks. Obviously, I love some video games. Don't really game near as much as I used to, but used to be a huge gamer. 2000, or I should say 2000, a 1987 unopened Nintendo game. 1987. That's almost as old as I am, which is nuts to think. Unopened. Sitting in a man's, what was it?
Yeah, tell me it's worth $0.
No, it's worth $10,000. In the attic, yeah. And it reminds me of...
Well, who's going to pay that? Yeah. Who will pay $10,000?
A gamer nerd. I say nerd, but you get my point. Someone who loves that, and that's what their passion is. Just like people who pay $100,000 million for these cards that I've dropped on the show. Rookie cards for Tom Brady or Michael Jordan or Babe Ruth. So you're not going to say Babe Ruth's not worth that much, or Mickey Mantle rookie card's not going to be worth $10,000, $20,000, $30,000. It shouldn't be.
I will say to you right now, on this show, it is not worth it.
Yeah, it is just a piece of card. Maybe it was signed by him.
I'm sorry, man. I love Mickey Mantle.
Yeah, right.
But I ain't paying that kind of bread for a Mickey Mantle card. I don't care.
All right. But still, it reminds me of, we got to this, it reminds me of Vacation, Christmas Vacation. Clark gets left up in the or gets shut up in the basement. Have you seen Christmas Vacation? Tell me you have.
Yeah.
When he gets shut up there and he goes through and finds those old presents that he forgot to hand out. He gets in those. And that's what reminds me of this, because it was bought at a J.C. Penney's, which is so funny, for it's crazy to think they were still that kind of expensive. $38.45. The game is called Kid Icarus? Yeah, Kid Icarus. Yeah, okay. I've never heard of it, and that's another reason why it's worth so much. I can't imagine, like, what if it was like original, like Mario Bros. Well, point being, I'm just wondering if that'd be worth as much. The reason why this one for sure is worth as much, because there's supposedly only a handful left in the world. So it's unopened.
Thank God.
Yeah, right. Exactly. But anyway, it's going up. It's in auction, like on eBay or whatever, one of those auction sites, and it's up to almost $10,000 now.
Listen, man, last video games I played: Pac-Man, Space Invaders,
all Nintendo.
And what's
or
the
maybe Atari?
what was it? Pong.
Pong. Yeah, that was Atari for sure. I had an Atari. My brother always had hand-me-downs. How about that? I had an Atari when I grew up.
Yeah.
Secondly, the reason I mentioned the Christmas Vacation, it was bought on December 8th, 1988. The receipt said. So poor. Wow. Whatever the guy's name was didn't get it for Christmas that year, and now it's like, yes, I'm gonna rake $10,000 in for it later on. Much better. All right, and also a U.S. teen wins $3 million for taking the top prize. I'm sure I don't know if you've heard through your kids or just hearing it through social media. The game Fortnite. Have you heard of Fortnite?
Oh yeah.
Blown up huge over the last couple of years.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, right?
It reminds me of World of Warcraft, which you WoW for like you remember
See, I've never been a gamer though.
And that's all. It's all computer based, which I think you can play those now on Xbox.
That's my game. I play the piano.
I know you play music.
Yes, that's a much better game.
It is. Yes, but now it does show you though playing this type of game can profit big time, which is nuts. I mean, US 10, I forgot what he was, 16, 17, 18 wins $3 million for winning Fortnite tournament.
Yeah.
Wow. That's a lot of cheddar.
Yeah.
So video games bringing in some cheddar these days, which I would never have thought. I mean, I saw that maybe 10, 15 years ago, the Madden tournaments, and you can see the little ones.
It's a sad sign of the times.
And then you see people support it, though. While I was watching ESPN the other day, they're like, oh, you got to get their teams, and they have teams now. Some high schools or college, I forgot where they were, are building team. They're having classes around this now because it's team building.
You won't believe this, man, but we don't have video games at our house. I have three boys. Teenager, 16 down to 10.
That's prime video game time.
We have not one
gaming system.
Not one.
Wow. That's nuts.
You know why?
Well, they're busy playing sports.
Yeah, I go, yeah. They're
not busy playing music, though,
You're going to stare at a screen and shoot a basket? Why not go outside and shoot a basket?
Yeah, right.
You're going to be on the thing and swing a bat on the computer screen? Are you kidding me? Go outside and swing a bat.
I know what you mean.
I'm old school there, Josh. I'm old school, man.
I just love some video games. I hadn't played in months, though, because I've been so busy. Like, hey, I get my point. Do it in real life. You
want to know what's interesting, man? My boys, they don't miss them. You know why they don't miss them? Because you can never miss what you've never had. They don't miss them.
Yeah.
They go out and they play. They shoot hoops, hit the batting cages. Awesome, man.
That's crazy. That's good, though. Hey, Don't hear that very often in this day and age. Certainly. So.
No, you don't.
Not even close. I mean, kids are stuck with phones in their hands and they're just glued to it, or iPads, or the tablets.
Sad, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it is. I mean,
yeah,
unless they're trying to learn something like from the tablet, I guess, but they're not doing that 90+% of the time. I'm sure.
The key to success in life and happiness in life is balance, man. And right now, it's way out of balance.
Oh, it's not even close.
Okay, so that's way out of balance.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it's ever going to get fixed either. I don't say ever, but for right now, obviously the time's point.
When you see a family of 4, 5, 6 sitting around eating, and they're all staring at their phone.
Oh yeah,
come on, dude.
Big time.
I should say this.
Or even a couple.
Or even a couple.
Yeah, they'll just be sitting there. Just not even where we were recently, and they were literally a couple, and they were just on their phone the whole time.
We were having family dinner Sunday night. We were all sitting around the table eating dinner, and I told the story. I told this story to the kids, and you would have thought they were mesmerized. They couldn't believe it. I said, when your mother and I dated, I actually picked up the phone and called her to ask her out on a date.
Yeah.
I said, a phone that, it was not a phone that
was corded.
Right. That I picked her, asked her out on a date. And they said, yeah. I said, I didn't text her. Yeah. I didn't email her because that wasn't around.
Yeah.
I went over and I picked her up. We went out to dinner and we sat at the table. And I said, and guess what we did for the entire dinner? We talked to each other.
Yeah.
And then here's where they really got mesmerized. I said, now imagine this. You look around the entire restaurant, all the tables of people sitting enjoying a meal together. And they were actually all talking to one another. And they were like, jaw hanging.
Yeah, you just don't have that anymore because you have phones. I mean, it's crazy how people are just glued to that.
Yeah.
And what I was saying too, or I think I mentioned this, but I don't know why even, because Avery was like, oh, it's kind of rude of him. I don't know what he was, some kind of back doctor of sorts, and we're on a flight, and he noticed Avery's posture, because anyone, point being, comes back to where you're on your phone. That's one of the reasons why people have bad posture anymore, is because you're doing this all the time.
Constantly.
I mean, so it really, you get my point. I'm just so many different ways where it is that you have these negative connotations to it. I mean, it's crazy to think, even like never going back to the phone call situation, how many girls, and even as outgoing, talkative as I am, having that nerve, and which funny, literally one of the last ones I remember doing was Brittany that I dated. Her name was Brittany, dated her in high school. Had to put on, point being, Blink-182 at the time, because it was before I went to the concert. But it was funny to think. But anyway, love Blink-182. Remember it was 2001 or 2000, whatever year it was, and I was like, got them on because they always got me like happy and pumped and motivated and in a good mood, because some of their songs were like, asking girls out, because it's simple.
So if it was firing you up.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, you can do this, man. Come on, you're Josh. Like, you got this, dude. Come on, you can call her.
You got this.
Yeah, I'm like trying to motivate myself in my room.
Those are good times.
Oh yeah.
So then I
pick it up and I'm like, then what are you gonna say? And then you probably put it back down for a minute.
Oh yeah, you get to the last number. You get to the last number and then you go,
no, not now. Nope, this isn't it. And then I'll be like, okay, let me do it at 7:23, Michael Jordan's number and John Elway's number. All right, maybe at 7:23, I can have the nerve.
That's funny right there.
So I did. You get my point, though.
And God forbid if her dad answers the phone.
Exactly. And I'm pretty sure I had to ask for Brittany. You know what I mean? Though back in the day, that's how it was. Hey, is Brittany there?
See, that was the cool thing, right? As when we were kids, man, we had to go through the parent.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Or brother or sister, maybe even.
Right. Today.
Yeah, you're going right to him. You're going direct
everybody
access.
Gets bypassed.
Yeah, so that was I kind of forgot about that. But yeah, exactly. Yeah, having a call and goes, is Brittany there or whatever. But yeah, I'd never forget that. And then having to put on Blink-182 and however long it took me a minute or two. 30 minutes at least.
I got a little girl, and I can guarantee you, man, whatever Bubba thinks he's going to ask my little girl out, he's coming through me. They ain't going no direct.
Oh yeah, right.
There ain't no direct.
Yeah. Hey, that's good. Good fathering right there.
There ain't no direct.
All right. Hey. Talking about craziness, because you're going to have some craziness with the kids growing up. Girls probably coming in life, as in girls for your boys.
Right.
And then boys coming in for your girl.
Right.
So you got some craziness going on. But tell me about some craziness. And what do you got going on? What's up, Doc?
Okay.
What's up, Doc?
I got one. I just got one big story, man. Let me just start off by asking you this simple question. And it's really kind of a yes or no question, but I'm sure you'll expound. Just because you have the right to do something, does it mean that you should do it?
Yeah.
And your answer would be?
Well, no.
Of course not.
Well, it's like, but it reminds me of like mom saying, if you have nothing nice to say, don't say it at all.
Right.
Because, you can say it, but what's
the point?
Yeah, don't be rude.
Yeah, what's the point?
Yeah.
What good of it?
Yeah.
Right? All right, this is disturbing to me, man. Japanese scientists plan to create human-mouse hybrids. Let that just let's just take a second and let that settle in.
I'm trying to put a mouse ahead, vice versa. You know what I mean? Those things when they mash the two together.
Are you just thinking about this? I'm going to say that again. Human-mouse hybrids.
I don't know why. What's the reasoning?
They think that it can develop human organs that can be used to transplant into humans, right? Some unusual embryos may soon be growing in Japan, those of human mouse and human rat hybrids. A research group in Japan received approval from a committee in the Japanese government to move forward with an experiment that would put a type of human stem cells into animal embryos. Okay, I'm just going to stop right there, man.
Well, they do eat, over in, I don't know if it's China, whatever, they have that dog eating, where they raise dogs, and you get my point. They eat some weird stuff. So they're weird. My point being, who in America is going to go, yeah, give me a rat organ?
Yeah, right, exactly.
Essentially, that's what you're going to call it and think. You're not going to be like, give me a human organ. You're going to be like, right. Give me a rat organ? Yeah, right.
Well, man, when something makes the hair on the back of your chin, on back of your neck stand up.
The back of my chin.
Yeah, that would be kind of.
That would be.
Woo, man.
The hair's on the back of my chinny chin.
But it's just wrong.
Oh yeah, hey, I mean
that's just wrong.
I'm like, why don't you? I thought maybe they were going to. I'm like, well, it would make sense. The whole human try to duplicate. I don't know how you do it with human-based form. Where like we have, and I did just still be. Then you have factories, and where you go and you can. That just reminds me now where you're going to see those movies. You're okay. This is how I want my baby, and where you pick.
Oh yes, that's horrible too.
So that's what I'm just like,
designer children.
Yeah.
Right?
So I'm just
Terrible.
like. Let nature live its course. If there's ever any somehow way to clean your veins out and your organ, or get your organs literally replaced with real organs because they're eventually, hopefully, made maybe by the 3D printers, which is crazy to think, but maybe 3D printers are eventually literally in every major hot, like in one in LA, one in here where you can go, and that's going to cost a boatload, I'm sure. But you get my point. You need a new heart. It's made right then and there for your blood type or whatever. If you need new veins washed out, or I don't know how, because that's so many things that you need replaced in your body, because you can't live forever is my point. But you can maybe get things replaced that you need or things done, but let it take that natural course, and maybe things made somewhat naturally, like I said.
Well, that's right. This just echoes. You just read that and you go, okay.
They would argue that's natural, but I don't know how a rat and a person or a mouse or whatever. Like what?
It's getting really weird, with the whole cloning thing and that, and now you're cloning. You're messing with humans and animals.
Yeah.
It's just, in which, by the way, man, humans aren't animals. I know people want to always equate that. Like, we're not. We have a rational intellect.
Yeah, right.
And we have free will.
Yeah, it's big time.
Right.
I think
my dog Goober isn't sitting there thinking today, man, I can't wait for this weekend.
Or, hey, man, I'm going to play me some guitar later today.
Yeah.
How about putting some Call of Duty on this and playing some video or whatever,
right.
Or going out back and playing toss with Dad.
Yeah, so...
I want a hamburger tonight. I think. You know what I mean, though.
Yeah, and I think I'm going to get up on Sunday and go to church, and then after that, Yeah, I'm going to go give thanks to my Creator.
But one thing they probably think, I will say, ooh, that smells good, or, ooh, she's hot.
Yeah, right.
Or ooh, he's sexy, but yeah, other than that, that's about all it comes to. But that's animals.
Or Goober might be thinking, I hate squirrels.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly.
I don't like those guys.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Okay, I'm with that.
Yeah.
So anyway, I just thought I brought that up. There's a lot of crazy things going on in the world, but right there,
that's pretty good. That's
so when you say what's up, Doc, I'm like, that's up. That's craziness, man.
And I can see that over there now. If we got that,
that even looks weird, right?
Yeah, that looks like a man. We'll see what it makes.
Oh my gosh.
Maybe it'd make one of those look like Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Little rat, big up. He stands up. He's real tall, but it's a big mouse. And he's talking and playing it. That'll be that rat eventually. He'll replace Chuck E. Cheese. Boom. I found Chuck E. Cheese's replacement. That's the end game for that rat. That's as far as he's going.
And that's as far as he's going.
Yeah.
The best he can hope for is Chuck E. Cheese.
Chuck E. Cheese. Hey, I'm good with that. Okay. Going to see and then he's like caged in though, because every once in a while he turns into his rat and he's wanting to get out and eat stuff.
A real life.
They just put a big old piece of cheese in there. It's like and it just stinks and Chuck E. Cheese's now because of him.
Kid's going, Mom, I don't think that's a fake Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah. Why is it spilling here?
I think that's a real Chuck E. Cheese.
All right, Doc, what's up with Zeke? Is he going to sign or not going to sign? Are they going to try to trade him?
You know what?
They better not.
Well, you know what? I don't care.
Anymore you
I think
get
they
to
should,
that point?
I think they should let us sit on his butt for the entire year.
Face
Forget
not getting
it, man.
paid like
Zeke, you're done.
yeah.
I mean, I just get tired of that, man.
Um,
I just get so tired of that. That guy's trouble.
Like Le'Veon Bell. Make him go Le'Veon Bell's route. Where you're like, hey, I'm not going to sign you. No one's going to sign you because we're not trading you.
If that guy was a pillar of being a model citizen and great role model for kids, and maybe, but that guy's trouble everywhere
like
he
Dak
goes.
Prescott. Dak Prescott. That's why they're going to sign him first.
Correct. Dak.
And he is the leader. He's a quarterback. Got to kind of really more so. Man, they're about almost 1-1. You get my point because Zeke is one of the top running backs in the league.
Here's how much
you're gonna because Dak's out there. He's always putting us. You get my point. He's doing the things that he being a great, and he has been since college, being a great role model.
Let's see Zach's backup. That's what I say.
Yeah.
Let's just see his backup.
Yeah.
You know, I have zero respect for that guy. Just off the field, and certainly this little stunt.
Yeah.
This little stunt right now. So you know what?
Go play and make your money.
Yeah, man, just shut up.
You know how much they used to make back in the day? You're still due to I think it's like 5, whatever it is this year. But I'm like, you know how much they used to make back in the day, and they didn't even care because they played for the love of the game.
Right. And what is this? His third year? Is he starting his third year?
Yeah.
Whoa. Wow. Congratulations.
Literally, if you were a vet, totally could understand.
You ain't Walter Payton, dude.
Hey, another running back's doing the same thing, and that's why these guys are doing that. It's all about me, like we've said. It's all about me now. And
Narcissism.
And it's just ridiculous. So Melvin Gordon for the running back for the Chargers doing the same thing, and now the agents come out and requested them for the team to trade him. I'm like, oh yeah, you can request all you want. The team's gonna they're gonna laugh at you. Like we can go, okay, well you can sit out and make this much money, and we're not gonna trade you. You can either come play and make the money you're supposed to make, and we'll get you a deal.
Who's the Pirate? Who's the Steelers dude that sat out the whole year?
Le'Veon Bell just brought up a minute
Oh
ago.
yeah, oh yeah, that's who you're talking about. Yeah, that
Give
guy.
him the Le'Veon Bell route. Say no, see ya. We're not going to trade you. We're not paying you. We'll
Right.
trade you later on this year when we finally feel like we're up to it. But for now, we'll see what our back and that backup did great for him. That's why they're like, see ya.
See ya.
So, Michael Thomas though, another one that had been holding out somewhat, but saying they knew they were going to sign him. The Saints wide receiver Michael Thomas, he got paid 5-year, $100 million, $61 million guaranteed. So it just shows you how that's gone up from the top wide receivers. Was about 5-6 years ago. Point being, I brought him up. How Des Bryant and Demaryius Thomas on the exact same day got the same contract, 5 years, $75 million. I forgot what was guaranteed. I want to say it was. I know it was in the 43, 44. So now it's 5-year, $100 million, 61 guaranteed. So that's went up 25 total, and almost about 15 to 16, I guess 17. That's almost 20 mil guaranteed more. That's what's crazy though.
I'm gonna hold out, man. I'm holding out on Monday. I'm gonna announce to all my students I'm holding out. Until they all chip in and pay me $1 million a year to teach them. I ain't coming back.
Yeah, right.
This is my last day in my office. I'm holding out.
What about Stud and Dud, man?
I'll come in for Stud and Dud, but I'm not teaching. I'm not teaching until all my students agree to pay me over $1 million. All
right. I'm because that hurts me because I'm trying to get back in here, so I'm gonna have to go do some talking. All right, Hall of Fame game. Let's get into it. Great time last night. Not a really great time. I should say a terrible, slow game as any, especially the first game.
I can't stand preseason football.
Yeah, like I said, the third game's the one to watch where you got starters playing at least till halftime, so it's somewhat of, and the reason, like I said, the reason I always watch that, which we'll get into and we're going to have to do, because we're going to have to do a fantasy draft when I'm in Florida. Sounds great.
Yes.
Here in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Or the week after. That's why I'll wait, because I think that is probably the week of. I bet that week 3 is the week that, anyway, when I'm on vacay.
You don't wear any Speedo swimsuwmes or anything.
No, I do have one. It's a funny picture. I played a prank.
Don't send it to me. I don't want to see it.
I bet it was a funny, because I'm, me. I'm pretty gooberish. But we're out in the middle of the float trip. We used to go Catfish Hole. Boom, 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 Catfish Hole. We always used to take a float trip. I don't know if they still do, but it was like, it was the thing to do. Like, okay, we got float. I start working for them. Like, we take a float trip every year up to the Spring River, blah, 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 blah. So cool. So pretty. So we do that every summer. Well, anyway, the third year, I'm like, I was dating one of the girls at work there. I was like, hey, we're out somewhere one time, and my body was looking good at the time, much better than now. And she was like, why don't you, and she thought it would look sexy for me. She's like, get a Speedo. You can put it on for me whenever you want. But how about at the float trip, you put it on under your bathing suit. So like halfway through, you go act like you got to go pee, and you can go, anyway, I had to go pee. And that's what I did. I went out like I was going to pee, and I came back just sporting a Speedo, walking around. Everyone just started dying laughing. And then there's literally pictures, all the guys are standing around me. We're all flexing and being goofy. Yeah, come on, Doc. I got to entertain people.
How many beers were you?
That was probably 7 in, maybe 7 more later. Who knows? I don't know.
That explains it.
Yeah.
Because no man with a rational mind, man, sober would do that.
Yes, but back to preseason football. The reason I ever watched week 3, and when I got into the fantasy football, and I won a few, before being, and Watch week 3. You're going to find some hidden studs and gems when you watch week 3. Back then, I had NFL Network, and I just didn't have I was in school, finishing school, yada, yada, yada. So I had time to watch all those games, and I'd literally record them if I didn't get to catch them live because NFL Network replays all of them. So I'd find all these hidden gems, and I was like, that. Watch week 3. You're going to watch till halftime. You're going to see the people that are really going to play, and you see who's connecting because if they're trusting someone that early, point being one of my main gems was the year Peyton Manning went off for 55 touchdowns, but Julius Thomas, the tight end that blew up for the Broncos and then got traded, and now he doesn't even play anymore. Why? Because Peyton Manning blew him up. He knew and then he went to one of those, I think I'm worth more money, so he didn't sign with the Broncos, went to the Jaguars. I'm like, yeah, go play for the Jaguars and see where that lands you. And now he doesn't play anymore.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, he wanted more money. Got his money, I guess. Anyway, so I'm like, I saw him. Peyton was just loving Julius Thomas. That first game, Julius Thomas, I think, had 2 or 3 touchdowns against the Ravens, where Peyton Manning had 7 total touchdowns and set the record. And I think it's been tied since. But anyway, you find those little gems. Like, if they're trusting him in that third game, you're going to be trusting him, trust me, week 1, especially week 10. So anywho, that right there with you, though. The game was a stinker last night. Back to the Broncos and Falcons. So slow. I mean, the backup started. Matt Ryan didn't even play. No one's playing for either team. No studs.
But I guess maybe if you're a big football fan.
Oh, you're loving it. You're like, football's back. Yes, baby.
Yeah, maybe if you're a big football fan. I love preseason baseball because I like watching guys competing to try to get onto the squad. So maybe it's the same kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. But the ending, though. Ending was fabulous. Let's get straight to it. Fourth quarter, it shows you what slow game it was, but old school slobber knocker, if you want to call it that, but it wasn't. It was just a terrible game. 10-7. So 10-7. Atlanta's got the ball at the Denver 23 with about 7 minutes left. It's 3rd and 10. Oh, remember Matt Schaub? Remember he's been around forever.
Yes.
Matt Schaub's still around. Denver intercepts him. So now Denver's got the ball with about 5 minutes left at the 38. Denver goes 3 and out, so facing a 4th down at the Atlanta 38. Of course, in preseason, no overtime, so they're not going to go for the tie. They're like, nah, I'm going to kick a 55-yard field goal. So go for it. Pass is incomplete. I'm like, of course, game over. Well, no, flag on the play, pass interference. So now it's 1st down at the 24-yard line. Now they work their way down to the 5 where it's 4th and 4. Of course, not going to go for the field goal again. They're going to go for it. They actually completed the pass this time, but then flag on Denver. 10-yard offensive holding. So now we're back to the 14-yard line or 15-yard line. 4th and 14 at the 15. So, of course, they go for it. Miracle throw to the sideline. Gets tipped up in the great. I mean, I don't know if you've seen the highlight, but it is a great catch. It's 4th. It's all or nothing. About a minute and a half left. Throws it up to the right. Just kind of. Luckily, it was 1-on-1 too. Both of them go up for it. Ball gets tipped in the air, but luckily the bounce comes more toward where the Denver player can easily just snag it and fall down. Touchdown Denver. Now you're up. Anyway, 14-10. They get the ball back, go 3 and out. With I think it was 3 penalties. So they got 3 false starts. Yeah, they got 3 false starts and obviously 3 and out. Denver held them, which was awesome. I mean, not that it matters. I love to see Denver win no matter what. But, yes, Denver takes the W. But great ending to a boring game. The whole game I'm literally – and at the end I'm, okay, well, Denver might be able to win that. I'm still doing this. And then, then seeing these weird penalties, I'm like, what is going on here? Is this –
So how old is Matt Schaub?
He's got to be 35-8.
What's he
35,
38. What's he trying to do? Become the new George Blanda or something?
Hey, I have to say, he might be 40, honestly.
Right. I mean,
he's the Falcons, the Texans forever ago. He played for, he was a starter there for about 3, 4, 5 years at least.
Well, I say that Tom Brady, man, he's in his 40s.
Yeah, exactly.
So he's the George Blanda.
He is a GOAT, though. So just to see, I'm just waiting for that year where Peyton Manning had the surgery, so he had a reason for the Jurassic fall off. But I remember Peyton Manning, he could still whip it because that little show that he has. Have you seen it on ESPN?
Yeah,
the latest one's with Chris Carter. And did you
Peyton's
see
Peyton's Place?
Yeah, exactly. Which is pretty cool. He did one with Chris Carter, and the very first forward pass was off a building, I guess, in the NFL. And so they try to anyway. And I don't know how I have to go back and but Peyton Manning goes up 30 stories, so he's 300 plus feet up. And he get up there and he's like, "Wow, they didn't tell me I wasn't gonna." It was so funny. Much room in the pocket to step up. I mean, it's like a balcony. It's smaller than this area.
Wow.
So he has to barely step up. When you see him, when he lets go of that, I'm like, wow, he's still got a little zip on the ball. I mean, of course, it's coming off a building, but you see the perfect spiral. Wasn't a duck. But I'm like, I wonder if this was take 1 too, by the way. But that throw did look pretty good. But point being, I'm sure you remember from 2002, right when he signed with the Broncos, he still had a little zip on it. But all of a sudden, I think it was 2014, 13, 14. It was after the 55 touchdown year. I even kind of saw it that year. A lot of his balls were starting to flutter, hang up in the air a little bit longer, duck a little bit, look like a dead duck a little bit more. And then that last year, the year we won the Super Bowl, and I'm wearing it today.
Right.
That's obviously sporting that Broncos gear for last night's win. But, I mean, Duck City. Look like my throw. I'm like, I swear to God I can get out there and make those throws.
Yeah, but he had one difference. He has experience.
And this right here. He knows when and where people are going to be. It's not even close. So he knows still. He's like, okay, this is coming in half the rate, the speed it used to, so I need to throw now. Instead of used to, he could go, I can throw now. It was like, okay, I better throw now. It's going to get picked off.
Dude, you'd be throwing lame ducks up in the air. Even the defense would be like, you got to be kidding me.
Yeah. You kidding me here.
Right? Is this a joke?
Yeah. Thanks, Josh.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sid. But it was a great inning to the terrible, honestly. It was most are pretty bad in preseason because you got a lot of new guys out there, and they're trying to see who wants to make that 53-man roster.
Right.
To the inductees, and boy, it was another great class, and especially secondary. You got a full secondary out there. You got 2 corners, 2 safeties. My man, and I loved him, obviously, watching him play for the Broncos, but Champ Bailey, super stud cornerback. Raven, I mean, you're talking about 2 of the best of all time. And you got, I mean, imagine these 2 playing on the same team, which I literally, when I'd make my Madden teams back in the day when I played Madden all the time, you could kind of draft your own team, so on and so forth, and trade players. You best believe, and I guarantee you, 9 times out of 10, Ed Reed was my point being. Ed Reed, I'm getting to Ed Reed, but Ed Reed and Champ Bailey was one of my safeties and one of my corners. So imagine Ed Reed and Champ Bailey out there on the field.
Yeah.
Good luck. And then even to top it off, imagine this whole entire backfield. Well, I guess one of them I didn't really remember, but Ty Law, New England Patriots. Ty Law makes it. He played for a good 14, forever.
Right.
So, chief safety Johnny Robinson makes it. So, like I said, a whole secondary, 2 safeties, 2 corners. Ty Law, Champ Bailey, Ed Reed, Johnny Robinson. Cannot forget about this stud. Broke all my tight ends records, Shannon Sharp's records, but Chiefs tight end, of course, then actually Falcons tight end, which was cool to see a Falcon kind of player last night. Tony Gonzalez. I mean, obviously, that's a no-brainer.
Yes.
Because when he left, he had set all the records that were all in his name, and I'm sure he's still got a few. Because now Antonio Gates probably has a few, and then who knows who else. You get my point. I mean, those tight ends are huge now. Those are key. When you get a 6'5", 6'4", 6'6" tight end that can run a 4.5, who's guarding that? Safety or a linebacker that can't keep up? I mean, a corner. I mean, it's hard to match up with that. It's like a Gronk. I mean, it's hard to match up with that. The rest of them, New York Jets center. I remember him, Kevin Mulwai, played for the longest time. And then, of course, God rest his soul, rest in peace. The man, I mean, literally the man, myth, the legend. Broncos owner Pat Bowlen makes it. So, and he's who they introduced last night.
Right.
Last night, which I figured they would. So he got a huge ovation there.
Right.
And then Cowboys executive Gil Brandt. So nice, well-rounded. I mean, that's a team right there.
Right.
You got an owner, you got an executive, you got center. You got a nice, good start to a team right there.
Nice.
So definitely good to see those guys get inducted and all well-deserving, certainly. Yes. So let's get to it. It's summer. It's super hot out. It feels great in here, as you'd want in any summer vacation destination. Let's get to it. Our top summer vacay destinations. Like how I kind of brought that down there.
Yeah.
Like a new age kid or whatever, millennial. Destiny. All right, anyway. Where are you going, Doc? Where's your place to? Where's your go-to summer?
You will not believe it, man.
I know. That's why I wanted.
You will absolutely not believe it, but once you give it some thought, you might.
Oh. Where's that place in Kansas you love going?
Kansas?
No, exactly.
No, I don't go anywhere.
That's where I would not believe.
I don't go anywhere in Kansas. Kansas? Are you kidding me?
Exactly.
Kansas? No. My all-time favorite summer getaway place, Vail, Colorado.
Ooh, well, yeah, you're talking right up my alley.
Vail, Colorado.
Beautiful.
Right now, everybody wants to think of Vail always as a winter destination.
And it's just packed in.
And going skiing and everything.
But you can go skiing then.
I'm going to tell you, man, Vail, Colorado in the summer is beautiful.
I can only imagine. I've never been in the summer.
The temperatures are fantastic.
Yep. You can snowboard. I know you can then with a T-shirt on or ski.
The area is beautiful. You can do a little trout fishing. I mean, it is fantastic.
I can only imagine.
So if I had to pick one place, especially not now living in Texas with it like getting hot, man, I dream of like, man, if I could spend a week in Vail, Colorado right now, man, it'd be awesome.
Beautiful, yeah. And
so I know it's not sexy like a beach or something like that, or going to Australia or New Zealand.
Well, yeah, I mean, imagine affording that every summer.
But you know what, man? I'm telling you, if people want to just kind of get a nice little summer getaway in the States and just get
I
away.
recommend it any time of the year. So you get there for spring break, anytime in summer. You go during fall or winter, I should say, most likely. Because then in fall you're busy for sure, most people. But man, I love. We're going most likely going back again this winter.
Yeah.
So
to Vail?
No, well, not to Vail, but we're gonna go to like Glenwood. We're gonna get up into the mountains. But point being, we're going out to Denver, and then we're gonna work our way up into the mountains somewhere. Take a drive up there one day in the Jeep.
Yeah.
which I drove today first time in a while. But yeah,
sure.
take the old take Thanos
Jeep,
up
man,
there.
in Vail would be awesome.
Oh, Thanos.
Come on,
Thanos
man.
would just destroy. Just get out of my way. Let's
Yeah.
go rock climbing, baby. And that's why I want to take. That's why. And a lot of my friends, Jaron, which I mentioned before, he goes up there a lot during the summer. And yeah, that's why I would love to go during the summer. It would be beautiful.
Yeah, I think what you were thinking of. At Thanksgiving we always like to go to Big Cedar Lodge in Missouri.
Yep.
Which is beautiful. But
Oh, yeah.
For summer, Vail, Colorado, I highly recommend it for anybody wanting to get away from the heat and have a good time.
And like I said, you can literally snowboard or
Yes,
ski
you
with
can.
a T. I mean, because like I said, and people would think, like, oh, there's plenty of snow in the mountain. I remember the latest I ever went was during spring break, so it was mid to late March. And just how much snow was up there was crazy. And then I'll never forget at the end being hot with my sweatshirt on, and literally at the end I'm literally just in a T-shirt snowboarding. It was my brother, my Leon, but yeah, I mean I'll never forget.
Very
Like,
nice.
this is and getting sunburnt.
Yeah, right.
Because you're so freaking high up.
Right.
Obviously, you're now 10, 12.
Right.
When you're up on the mountains, you're 8,
Right.
9, 10,000 feet up. So it was because I remember we go to Loveland Pass. So you're going through the Continental Divide, and so it's a beautiful, so beautiful. And there's big signs, and you're 10, 11,000 feet up in the air. I mean, you're obviously you're that much closer to the sun. So yeah, it's crazy to think, wow, I'm snowboarding with my shirt off. I'm sweating. Like, this is cool as can be.
Yeah.
And it's not even that hot out. It's like 70.
Right.
But that's why you're sweating because you're like, wow, you're actually doing work. You know
and
what I
in
mean?
the evening in Vail during the summer, man, when that sun dips down
Oh,
behind
yeah.
the mountains.
Oh, right. And it just, woo, yeah. You'll see
man.
40 in a hurry.
Oh,
40,
my
you know what I mean, or
gosh.
50 in a
Get
hurry.
your
yeah.
sweater
nice
on.
and chilly.
Right.
I love it.
It's
So, yeah,
awesome.
beautiful. That's the opposite. That's what I loved. And I figured I was hoping it would be something opposite because, yes, I'm going to some white sand beaches to the Emerald Coast.
See, now that's sexy, right?
Yeah, well, it's a sexy redneck vacation, I guess. I mean, sexy would be like going to like somewhere in like Bahamas or
Right.
Jamaica, somewhere where it's still beautiful water and white sand. But man, something that's affordable as well that you can get to for any vacation. You see, and when you get down there, you see so many license plates from Texas, Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, even. All just flocking down from Gulf Shores all the way to Panama City Beach. That's what you call Emerald Coast. And we're like, where's Emerald Coast? Anywhere between Gulf Shores, a lot of people call it Gulf Shores, which is funny. But Gulf Shores, Pensacola, Navarre Beach, where we go every summer, which I keep mentioning, kind of foreshadow to where we're going this winter.
So talk a little bit about the cuisine.
Yes,
How about the food?
oh, yeah.
What are you eating down there?
You know how
man?
much seafood I destroy in a week? As much as I eat so much seafood in a week that I don't even eat it for the rest of the year.
Yeah, because you gorge on seafood.
And it's never that you're not eating that good. It's never as good because that's fresh. It's right off the Gulf.
Well, it doesn't get any better.
It doesn't. It really doesn't, unless you're obviously in those, like I said, those extreme locations where it is fresh right out of the water. But point being, let's get back to what it is.
So you think the seafood's better there than say Davenport, Iowa?
Are you kidding me? Or anywhere over Kansas that I just mentioned?
Kansas.
But and we're gonna talk to we're gonna get Dad on. Old Pops definitely talk radio. But one thing I'll bring up is this, and then I kind of talked to about Mom, but how he found it. Mom, how they met is cool, and we'll bring that up as well because Mom lived in Mobile, Alabama. Dad lived in Little Rock. Oh. So we'll talk about that dynamic and how he kind of slowly discovered the beach, which was right below, because she kind of told him about it.
Yeah.
And so eventually I'm born, and now we're going down there every year. And yes, it's about 88-ish.
Nice.
Ever since 88, and there was nothing. I mean, we kind of talked about this before. I mean, even Destin, you go over this bridge from Fort Walton to Destin, and it's so beautiful. It's just an island. It's called Okaloosa Island.
Where do you stay? I mean,
it's called Navarre Beach.
Okay, but is it like a hotel?
A high-rise condo.
Oh, okay.
We've done houses before.
okay.
We've done or townhouses even. My parents just love the high-rise condos. They're paying wherever. I don't care. It's usually the big, nice 3-bedroom anyway. So we're on one end. We have our own balcony facing the bay. Theirs is the balcony facing the ocean. There's the big balcony we all can go out, the massive one, the wraparound one. But then they have their own little personal master bedroom facing the ocean.
Yeah,
That's what they love that too about the high-rises, because now we're 8, 10, 15 stories up, and now they got a just ridiculous view of the ocean. And however far out there from Pensacola, you can see all the way down to essentially Fort Walton.
Wow, nice.
I mean, it is. I'll send you some pictures.
Yeah.
I mean, it is.
You got to post some of those on StudBud, man.
Definitely.
Come on.
I got the GoPro up down there on the island because, like I said, you see bay on one side, ocean on the other. It's beautiful. So.
Awesome.
Used to nothing down there, and now that's a thing we've even asked when we talk to people who play with locals or see locals, and they hate it, unfortunately, because imagine spring break, imagine summer now.
You're right.
I mean, they can't go out to eat, going to go grocery store, because a lot of people go down there because going out to eat can be expensive for families, so they'll cook. You'll see people cooking like it's going out of style down there because you're going to get fresh seafood,
right.
but it's a lot cheaper than what you're going to have to pay in a restaurant.
Correct.
So but yes, we're talking shrimp, fried, grilled, blackened, grouper, fried, grilled, blackened, crab, the king crab, the snow crab.
Redfish.
I mean, yeah, exactly. Mahi mahi.
Right.
The bisque down there. It's the first time I ever had crab bisque was down there. It's a place called The Point. It's this joint off in the middle of nowhere. And somehow, luckily, my dad, being the legend, luckily, love my dad that he is, we would go on vacations, and it would happen all the time. You're Tommy Smith, aren't you? We're in the middle of nowhere, like The Point. Alabama, it's called The Point. It's middle, about 20 minutes from Gulf Shores. So kind of out in the middle of nowhere. My dad, someone told him about it. Hey, it's a good game. Found it forever ago. The owner there knew who he was. Plating our, this would be the table. Imagine it being this big. I remember one time going with Mitchell, the whole table full of food.
Oh wow!
I forgot what those big shrimp are called. God, the big king. They're huge. The first time I ever had those were there. I mean, these shrimp are like
that.
Oh man! So
you're making me hungry, man. Stop.
Seafood out the wazoo. So certainly that's. I mean, you got the white sand beaches. You got seafood out. And I'm relaxing. You're on the beach at 10 in the morning. Just the wind's blowing. That's the thing too. It might be 90 to 93 degrees out. But that wind's whipping off the ocean. It feels like 78, 85-ish, 83. And you go dip in the water if you get it. You do. It's a little warmer today. You got the umbrella above you.
Sharks? Any sharks?
Never a shark.
You sure?
All the years I went down there, the only year I ever saw a shark, we go out on. I forgot which pier it was because they all have piers that go out 100 plus feet. They do fishing. 1 year. Dude's real. Everyone stops because he knows he's reeling in something big. I think it was a Pensacola beer because the Pensacola pier before one of the hurricanes blew it away was huge.
I still haven't got over Jaws 1, man. So I can't.
Well, their movie's coming out. It's Shark Week, by the way. It's Shark Week, baby. It is Shark Week, by the way. It is Shark Week, baby.
So I'm telling you, just be careful, man.
Forgot to bring it up. It's Shark Week.
You always hear about somebody getting eaten by a shark, right?
Anyway, and then all the years I'm down there, I have seen one, never had a shark attack. But 1 year, let me get to it, to the pier. Guy's heart. Point being, finally, after however long reeling in, he reels in probably about a 4-foot long shark, and everyone goes, and then we finally saw how everyone has pictures taken on the pier of what they've caught, and there was a few shark, but yeah, that was the only time I've ever seen a shark, and yeah, he had caught it, good size. Oh, and I think there actually wasn't, I can't remember if that was a shark or not. There was another year where everyone was gathering around something, and I can't remember if that was, but there was another, you get my point, because you get my point, you're always going to see some kind of sea life. But
here's the deal, man, you got to be careful, because it's just like, here's the deal. It's just like the next door neighbor who gets arrested for, murder, and everybody always goes, he was such a nice guy. I never suspected that. You always hear, too, young man today, 22 years old, eaten by a great white shark.
There's been 3 attacks this week, too.
Yeah.
Shin Shark Week's happened, by the way.
It's very unusual. Never a shark in this area.
Yeah, well, it's going to happen. You got to be cautious. And I've been out in those waters all the time. I never see a thing. I can get my like last year, just loving having my GoPro in the water, getting all that sea life. So freaking cool and pretty. Not thinking one thing about sharks because I'm not going. That's the thing. Usually,
you're sitting there with a GoPro and you look up like this and the shark's looking right at you.
Yeah,
like,
that's what I finally noticed. I'm like, uh-oh.
You're right.
All right, let's get it. We'll get to us with it. Let's get, round it off. Love it. Vail, Colorado, though. White sand beaches of Florida, anywhere on that Emerald Coast, the little panhandle, essentially. Nice. Either way, you can't go wrong.
Can't go wrong.
Both affordable.
Both affordable.
Both can be definitely relaxing. Snowboard, ski, fish in one area. You can parasail, jet ski.
Plenty of hiking.
Oh, yeah. And on one, and on the other end, you can parasail. You can ski, as in ski on the water. You can jet ski. You can paddleboard.
Yeah.
Snorkeling. And then my favorite, golf. I can't wait to get my yearly round of golf in with my
nice
fascia.
Golf in Vail, too.
I bet. I can't imagine playing golf with mountains all around you. That's the one thing I want to, and definitely have to go during the summer, probably more so when you want to play in those mountains because there'll probably be snow on the ground if you go in other months.
Right.
One day for sure. I've gotten all my golf around beaches. Like last year playing in the Bahamas and playing on Jack Nicklaus's course. I played at Honor Palmer's. I played at Freddie Couples down in Destin. Freddie Couples has one in Destin. Honor Palmer has one in Gulf Shores. You get my point. You got gators around. You got pretty water and all these different places. You get my point. And all the different. But now, I want to do mountainous terrain. That is my next.
Does Chi-Chi Rodriguez have a golf course?
I'm sure he does.
Chi-Chi's
Chi-Chi. I hadn't heard the name in a minute.
See, I bet you, man. See, you got to.
I love it.
Chi-Chi. He should have a golf course.
Oh, yeah, right. Chi-Chi's.
Just the next.
And then he has a Mexican restaurant.
Yes,
oh, dude.
Called
the 19th hole.
Yes.
And I'm eating there.
Gourmet Mexican restaurant.
Dude.
Right?
I'm going to have to get him on that one.
Right?
Dude. Especially right here in Texas.
Right.
Put one maybe in Florida.
Yeah.
California for sure. New Mexico
along the southern
border. Who wouldn't
go to Chi-Chi Rodriguez's golf course?
It'd be fun.
Of course.
All right, let's get to Stud or Dud moments. Let's get to it. The Stud or Dud segment. Unfortunately, no chamber this week.
No chamber.
But we will get back to
I missed the chamber.
I know, the chamber's great. All right, these, like I said, literally could be in What's Up Doc moments. An anonymous bettor is at it again in Vegas. This just, I cannot blows my mind. Last year, he bet $67,000 $100,000 on the Warriors to make the playoffs. It's kind of like, duh, they're going to make the playoffs. He literally netted $670 because the odds were what? I think it was 10,000 to 1 odds. It's like, to me, it's just the funniest thing because these people, I guess you see that in the stock world too, but you're going to load up $67,000 just to, in the end, you're only going to win 670 off of that. You know what your win-to-loss ratio is there?
Ooh, scary. I don't know what it is, but I know it's scary.
You know the Warriors are going to make the playoffs, but still you're like, wow. Okay, and now this year, he's at it again is my point. $100,000, which is funny, $100,000 and $500. So it's $100,500. Weird number. But he bet that on the 76ers to make the playoffs this year. Yeah, exactly. Netting him $2,100 if he does win. Bet $100,000 to win 2.
Stupid.
What?
Right? See, stupid.
More dud than stud there.
It's
That's not stud or dud
like
going on.
It's
That
like
is
spending $100,000 on a Mickey Mantle card. Not doing it. Stupid.
you're not doing that.
Stupid.
All right. How about the Golden State fan? Did you see this came out about a little over a week ago now and ruined it for anyone that was or could be or still continue doing this? And man, I'd try this too if I attended like say a lot of Bronco games and that's the thing too. They're using apps to where we don't have these apps. Obviously, I don't know if the Cowboys, the Rangers have certain apps for their teams, but this guy essentially went to 30 home games last year for $100. 30 and said courtside. I should say went to 30 home games and said courtside for $100.
Well, that's a stud.
Stud moment.
Yeah.
But a dud moment in the same because now he's revealed to the world. Now they're going to fix that. So good luck trying to do that again this coming year.
Yeah, stud fall. Yeah, you're right. That was,
yeah. What are you doing there?
Yeah, dude.
I knew you wanted to be the man and show everyone, like, look what I just did this year.
Yeah, but
I would have done it for like 3 or 4 years. I'm like, I'm done with this. Like, hey, here's what you can do, by the way. Like, here's what I've done for the past 3 to 4 years. Anyway, so what do you do? He'd buy the cheapest ticket available, which is a season pass type thing, and like it's almost like what the Cowboys have, where you can go. What you're not in the bowl. You're like out. You're like in that little fan
right,
where there's TVs,
right.
and you're not even really at the game.
Right.
So it's like for the ultimate fan, essentially, that just doesn't want to pay much money. But he found out what he could do was then go into the stadium or find out what seats, courtside seats, were still available to purchase. Take a screenshot of it, and then just do some photoshopping to where he put his barcode on that. Then made it look like his seat was the courtside seat, seat 3, whatever. Photoshop it and go in that barcode. They wouldn't. I forgot. Oh, I think they said it would scan again, or they didn't even scan it again, and thus now he is at courtside. So he has one to get in. He already has that $100 pass to get in every game to that little fan zone area.
Right, fan
so
zone.
now he's in the building. So now he's like, okay, now what seats do I have? What courtside seats do we have available? Okay, here, this one looks good. And he said, and then literally in there went in and said, thanks to the idiot, or whatever he called him. Dude with tons of money, a Warriors fan that doesn't show up to any. Thanks for not showing up to half the home games this year and let me sit in your seats. Because it was like the same guy almost every time. But yeah, he would find that seat or whichever seat it was right before tip off, click on it, get my point, do a little Photoshop real quick, little misconfiguration, then go show the guy. I forgot. Like I said, going through the story, I forgot if it either scanned again because of the barcodes. That's how terrible they were with the programming system they developed.
Loophole.
Yeah, literally, it was a perfect loophole to cheat the system.
I'm surprised the guy that didn't have the seats wasn't watching the game one night and go, "Hey, somebody's sitting in my seats.
Who is that? It's not me.
Who is that guy?"
Yeah. But you should see the guy too. I'm like, wow, this guy pulled this off. Wow, but it was regardless. You know what I mean? He doesn't look like a super smart.
So how
person.
did he announce this? Did he just go to ESPN and go, "Hey, I got a secret"?
No, he made a YouTube video, and that's how, like anyone, they pick up on it. Now the YouTube video has hundreds of thousands, not millions of views, and so next thing you know, it's all the little media outlets are talking
Jumping
about
on it
big time. Like the Bleacher Report, like all those little small sub outlets that you really followed online or through social media, you know what I mean? And then ESPN picked up on it.
Right.
And so that's how I really got to really watching it because I kind of heard about it but didn't look into it. And then I saw it on ESPN, one of the Jump or whatever that NBA show is that one day. And that's they were saying pretty much the same thing we were. Like, good job, but now you've let everyone know.
Yeah, now I feel sorry for the dud that's going to try it after it's been exposed and he'll end up getting
He's
arrested.
He's going to still try. Yeah, exactly. He's going to get taken out and cussed. Like, whoa, he did it all last year. Like, come on.
You know that's going to happen,
oh, yeah.
right?
Yes.
There's going to be a dud that tries it after everybody knows about it.
Literally, yeah, right. And everyone's going to be laughing. I'm like, dude, that's done. Find a new loophole. You can't be doing that one. That one's exposed.
Right.
Anyway, I thought those were both pretty goofy
hilarious.
stories. Yep. Hey, but on next week's show, like I said, line them up, see if we can't get Pops in here, talk some
great.
radio, talk some old
it's
school.
It's about time.
Oh, is it? I like it. Hey, I know. Hey,
Get him on here.
No, it's in June. We
want to get him in the chamber.
Oh, I can't wait to get him in the chamber. But he is busy with he gets off the air at 10, but he does on Friday. Like they're in June. I can't even talk, but they do a lot of remotes. As in Fridays, that's their day to get out and do shows. Dealerships or making that extra cheddar. You know what I mean? So I understand that. So now he's nice and free. Perfect timing too to talk kind of about Florida since we did that. Since he's the one that knows more about it than even I do, and how he found out.
Great.
Found out the. I forgot what he calls it, but it's called like the back route to the redneck. It made its way to the website to where people now are calling him like, "Hey man, I found your thing on the website. The back way to the redneck route. I use it all the time now, man. I appreciate it." But yeah, like the little back route to the because you can do normal interstates or whatever, but it's gonna point being saved easily hour and a half. Him going through these back highways in Mississippi from Arkansas, and it was crazy. I mean, 'cause especially him, oh man, it was funny. That was one of my things about Dad too back in the day. I'd be following him, and I'm like, I wonder if he's like me and Leon or Mitchell, whoever be taking that year, because I always got to take a frame. Like, I wonder if your dad's gonna do that. And we did it coming back, speaking of Colorado, did it 1 year coming back from Colorado. He hits these back roads. He'll be going 100 miles an hour. Back in the day. He doesn't do anymore. Doc, it was the fun. I'm like, oh boy, here goes Dad. And I mean, we would just zoom. Like, well, I mean, you in that big of a hurry? You know what? I mean, I guess we're making up some time here, but boy, he would just be jetting it. It was hilarious. But yes, but I was like, maybe that's how he's cutting up all this time. He's going 100 miles an hour.
Right.
But yeah, we'll get Pops on for sure. And I was going to do it today. Do it next week because I want to fit that in. Pops probably be like on bass. He'll probably come on for like 30 minutes. We'll get him into the chamber and we'll move on.
Yeah, right.
One thing we'll get into next week, definitely meant to do it because we were going to have time. And then point being, took a couple weeks off. Let's do a almost midseason. It's a little past midseason MLB recap. Since I want to do a midseason one, like right at the All-Star break, talk about the All-Star. You know what I mean? But that kind of passed and a couple weeks went by.
Who'd you pick for the
the A's.
You picked the A's?
Yes. So they're right behind, and I wanted to pick which funny, they're both in the same division like I talked about, but I wanted to go, I went 2 A's, Astros or A's.
I'm not sure that's going to work out for you, man.
They're right behind the Astros, though. They're in second place in the
West. They always come on strong in the end of the year.
Yeah, but hey, it's going to be like Vanderbilt to me. What? Who's your pick?
I told you who's going to win, and they're playing hot now, man.
Who?
The Nationals.
And they're in second place in their division. So is my team. But my team's not passing up the Stros. But it's going to be like Vanderbilt, as I said, like the College World Series, which is also baseball. It's going to be like, hey, I should have went with my gut choice, even though it's kind of the homer choice or that what everyone's picking. I should have just went with the Stros. Because you get my point. It's not, we're still 3-4 months, or 3 months away from even getting to the World Series. But they're looking hot. Yeah. They played great all year.
It won't be the Red Sox this year.
No. And that was on a lot of people's radars.
Woo. It's amazing, man. Fall from grace there, man. In 1 year.
Yeah, it can happen.
That's amazing.
Yeah, well, I'd say it can happen, but you get my point. I've seen it in other sports. Yeah, exactly. We'll definitely do a little midseason MLB recap. Wanted to get to that. We'll get to some other things, obviously, as well. But the two things, we'll get Pops on hopefully next Friday. We'll do the little MLB recap.
Yeah.
All that and much more. Can't wait. Big weekend ahead. Got a great concert tonight.
Awesome, man.
Cannot wait. I'm so pumped. And it's just crazy how time flies. I mean, it just seems like I was just like a month, or I should say 2 weeks out from Paul McCartney, and we're talking about it, and boom. And now we're like almost, 2 months from it almost, essentially, because it's almost August, or it is August.
Right.
So, yeah, it's just crazy how time flies. Can't wait, though. I'm ready for Florida. 2 weeks from talking to that, I kind of forgot to bring that up also as well. The summer top vacay destination. Right. We'll be going.
I'll be in San Antonio this weekend, man.
Oh, you're going to San Antonio?
A little baseball action down there.
I was about to say, baseball's still rolling and growing. When do they go back to school?
15th.
15th.
Yeah.
So
we got a showcase down in San Antonio. Gardner's playing in, so we're going to be down there.
Let's talk about these showcases next week too.
Yeah,
when I think of showcase, I think of like an expo center, and all I see are a bunch of cases open with baseball cards in them.
Yeah, we might be taking a little SeaWorld too, man.
Ooh,
have a little fun.
You gotta travel and have a little fun. A little work, a little fun.
That's what it's about, man.
The perfect balance.
That's the balance.
All right. Don't forget to subscribe to us. iTunes, iHeartRadio, SoundCloud, Spotify to hear all the episodes. Last week's episode, by the way, too.
Oh, man.
Great.
Awesome.
Great having Sean on. I mean, not only is he a stud actor.
Stud actor. He likes to downplay it.
Yes, right?
He downplayed it last week.
Definitely.
He downplayed it. Just
having that on NCSA.
Awesome.
Love it.
Great show.
And I, like I said, I tagged them, had it out on Twitter as well. So we'll get him back on. Maybe get the founder on.
Yeah, that'd be great.
2 founders again talking. We've already had 2 founders with you and Matt. Now let's get another 2 founders on. Let's go Founder Part 2.
Yeah, I like it.
All right. Thank you all for listening. Until next week, I'm Josh Smith.
I'm Bob Lawrence.
Peace.